Coming up, guys. A test sometime soon, okay? Let's look at the board here. Look under Fun Sock Friday, the most lit day of the week. SWPA. Soon as we're able to plot parallel and perpendicular lines, we're going to learn what those are and learn how to plot them. Test next Thursday. Tuesday, we're going to be reviewing. Thursday, we're going to be testing. So get that on your radar. Okay? When's the last day late work going to be turned in?
That test day.
At test day. Okay? And if you're wanting to make it the previous test, needed by here. Okay? Seth?
What about a quiz?
No.
No quiz?
Nate?
We get to play basketball on Tuesday.
Oh, there's a good chance. Elliot?
What do your socks look like? I knew the Storios calculators, but I didn't get to see them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Move your front row seat to Good.
And also,
You
I don't think you
like most of my socks?
Ooh.
Good.
Yeah,
Some.
What are those?
The piano one, they're too bland.
Oh.
Yeah, the piano's boring.
Piano one didn't
Wow,
even
you're
look
boring.
Piano didn't even look at
Ellie,
piano.
don't disrespect this song.
Respect the drill.
No.
Okay. So,
Okay,
Okay, stop.
okay, Mr.
Okay.
Puzzle's having a hard time saving his voice, so let's be respectful of that. And when it's time to be quiet, let's be quiet.
thank you. Now, I am going to start speaking up a little bit during this, that way the video captures it, okay? So this is like the one time I'm going to be loud is during our lesson. Then I'm going to quiet it back down. So I'm kind of saving it. Okay? So graphing parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines are lines that are in the same plane that do not intersect. And they are called parallel lines. So they're in the same plane and they do not intersect. Okay? So they never, ever, ever touch is what that means. Okay? Like we had a y and x intercept, is where that intersects the x or y axis. We're saying these two lines would never cross paths. So a symbol for this would look like this, straight up and down. Or it could be like two slashes. Let's think of some real world examples of parallel lines. Raise your hand if you can think of a real world example of parallel lines. Kelly.
Road lines.
Road lines, okay? Lines on a road typically do not intersect. Okay, we're not talking about lane changes, we're talking about most times there, okay? Seth.
Train tracks.
Train tracks, okay? Yeah, I knew that was gonna be logical. Train tracks, okay? They don't intersect. That'd be bad. Yeah, that'd be real bad, okay? Kenny.
The new paint job on KFC.
Yeah, it's a big paint job like KFC Taco Bell, okay? Yes, Christian.
Power lines.
Power lines, yeah, they run sideways, they run parallel, okay? They don't cross. Seth again.
A ladder.
The ladder, okay, the sides of the ladder, or the steps on the ladder are all parallel to each other, okay?
I think with the sides of the ladder and the ladder steps do.
Alright.
Those intersect, yeah, but if we're just talking about the sides, send, steps, send, yeah, but the steps and the sides of the ladder do intersect, thankfully. Yeah, that'd be bad if they didn't too, okay?
A house.
Alright.
So, this side of the house, yeah, okay? What about the stripes on a flag?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, freedom, okay? So parallel lines, in order for them to never intersect, they have to have the same slope. They have to have the same slope. Now let's think about it this way. If slope is how much it increases or decreases, could you have a line go like this, and then a line at a different slope go like this?
No.
No, because they're going to intersect. So if they have different slopes, even slightly, they're going to intersect at some point. You might not see it here, but the arrow tells us it goes on forever. So it's going to go on this way, and this is going to go on this way, and so they're going to intersect eventually. Okay? You don't have to draw that on there, but I just want to highlight that for you. Is that if they don't have the same slope, they're going to intersect. So even if we just think about it logically and draw it out and say, oh, yeah, there's no way that they could not intersect if they don't have the same slope. So they have to be exactly the same slope and the same increase over time for them to be parallel or not intersect. Okay. Now all vertical lines which have an undefined slope are parallel because they all have undefined slopes. So they're the same. And the same is true with all horizontal lines because what is their slope? 0. So always, horizontal lines are going to be parallel because they have the same slope, or else 0. Vertical lines are all going to be parallel because they have the same slope, they're undefined.
part A and B today?
Yep.
Okay.
Great question. Okay. Anyone still need this?
So,
You
you have an idea for your next year class.
My next what?
Your next year class when you do the chapter.
Okay.
Cause this is part A, you should have all the lessons and have their part A in here, and then for the part B, you should have all their part Bs.
Oh, so you're saying just kind of format that?
Yeah, sure.
I get what you're saying. I can understand that might be confusing with chapter 4, chapter 4B.
I realize since some people keep on forgetting that Nate is a, wherever Nate is,
Yeah.
A lot.
and 8 is Nate, so we just have like a, what is it?
Maybe like a sign in front of the class saying
Yes.
8 equals Nate, Nate equals 8.
Yes.
It'd be-
Nate, your new
That's a
Nate is
consideration
8.
to have. Okay? So, first one, we're going to graph a line that goes to the point -2, 4, and is parallel to the line y equals 1/3 x minus 3. Okay? So we're told to graph a line that goes to the point -2, 4. So what can we do with that point -2, 4? Put it on the graph. We know that's going to be one of our points, -2, 4. Now, once we have one point, once we have a starting point, whether that's our y-intercept or any point, we can move from there, but what do we have to use to move from there?
Guesstimate.
Slope. Do we know the slope of this graph? Or were we told graph a line through the point with the slope this?
Oh.
No. What we were told is parallel to this line. What do we know about parallel lines? They have the same slope. Do we know the slope of this line? What is the slope of this line? 1/3. Because what form is this in, guys?
Sorry, I should be
No, Mrs.
What? Slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope, so 1/3 is our slope. So what's the slope of this parallel line? M of the parallel line. What's the slope of the parallel line? 1/3. It's the same. So from here, can we use our slope to make 2 more points? One in each direction? Yeah. Go up 1, right 3. Or go to our original point, go down 1, up 3. Okay? So he said, hey, even though we don't know the slope, we're not given the slope, we know we can find it. Because it's parallel to this line, well, the slope of this line is 1/3, it's already in slope-intercept form. And you know, parallel lines have to have the same slope, we just talked about that. So that our new line will have a slope 1/3. So it goes to the point -2, 4, that's our starting point. That's our starting point there. And we use the slope to go from there. Kenny?
Can we use straight edges to do this?
Yes.
I'll pass
You
mine.
can use straight edges with either a ruler. Kenny will help today. Seth, please sit back down. Thank you. I appreciate your willingness to help though. Okay. And if you guys want, you guys can use pieces of paper as straight edge. You guys can use notebooks, binders, folders, phones, Pop-Tarts. Okay. All as straight edges. Okay. Yeah. I saw Ben have a Pop-Tart. No. Toast strudels are trash and deserve to be in the trash.
What?
Oh.
They added
Hot take. Okay.
How about Hot Pockets?
It's not
Oh,
a hot
look
take,
at
okay, that is a
Pancakes.
wrong take, okay? No.
Pancakes with burger rolls or square pancakes.
It's wrong. No, you just cut one, you just cut a line through it.
Okay. Hey, number 2.
You hate toaster strudels, you're insane.
Okay,
I hate 'em.
Gladly.
I hate them.
You don't know what it's like to first with knowledge. You know that. I'm the only one who knows that.
Did they add potatoes in it? Instead? They did.
And then
Yeah.
Ben, use your Pop-Tart. It's
I'll use my speaker.
It's probably the one that knows what.
the only one that knows that.
It's sort of really
The toast strudels are trash.
I know they are too. I hate
I
them.
never had
Why do
toaster
you think
strudel my whole entire life.
He was like, okay, what would you rather have? A frosted Pop-Tart or a toast strudel with drizzle on some icing? That's not even all the way covering
I
it.
don't even have egg and cheese and strawberries in it, what are you talking about?
Cream cheese is garbage. Change my mind. Okay? Grab a line through 1,
What do you
-2.
put on your
That is
bagel?
parallel to peanut butter or butter.
I'm losing respect.
Because peanut butter is my favorite food. I lose respect from this problem.
Nobody loves me. I'm no good.
Okay. Awkward. Okay. Oh, there we go.
You.
Yes.
Hello, yeah.
I'm
It's your top.
Better out than in, I always say. So Sharp says, graph a line through 1, -2 that is parallel to the line with equation 3x minus y equals -2. What's our first step?
Graph our starting one.
Graph our starting point. What is our starting point here? 1, -2. 1 to the right, 2 down. You got your starting point. Now what do we need to make any more points? We need the slope. Okay, so we say, okay, we need the slope. How do we find the slope? We have to find the slope of this line. And then once we find the slope of this line, what do we know?
Where to go?
We know where to go because what's the slope of this line compared to the slope of our new line? It's the same. So we find the slope of this line, we find the slope of our new line, and we can graph more points. And then we're doing big brain stuff. So how do we solve this equation? For what variable? For y. Because then we'll have y by itself, it'll be in our slope-intercept form. How do we solve for y?
Put in 3x 0.
We don't.
Well, that's for the y-intercept. How do we get y by itself? That's what we need to solve for y. It by itself.
1.
Lauren,
Positive y to -2.
okay, you could do that. We could do that. Okay. 3x is equal to y minus 2. What would you do from here? Move the 2, how? Add it. Okay? So we'd end up having 3x plus 2 is equal to y. You don't really want to flip this around, plus you must write down afterwards, forget saying y is equal to 3x plus 2 so we're more comfortable. Did we get y by itself? Yeah. Is that how everyone in here might have solved that? No, but is it okay? Sure. That's the beautiful part about math. Okay? What you might have done, guys, and I'll highlight this, what you guys might have done is that 3x minus y is equal to -2. You guys might have subtracted the 3x.
But there's no x.
Have -3x minus 2, then divide by a -1, changing all of the signs. So y is equal to 3x plus 2, and we get the same thing. Okay? So some of us might have gone through and done it in this light blue way, sorry, Lucas Saloy on the left, okay? And some of us might have done it on the way on the right here. Either way is okay, we got the same answer, and we did okay math. There's a lot of times more than one way to skin a cat.
Really?
Okay?
There is no way to skin a cat.
So what's our slope here?
Big bad.
I will destroy you if you skin a cat.
Well, it's too late. I've already done it.
So what's the slope of our
Go
parallel line?
all in.
3. So now, this is really like 3 over what?
3 over 1.
1, very good question. So what direction are we going 3? Up, and then what direction do we go 1? Right. Or if we go back to our original point, what direction would we go 3 again? Down 3. What direction do we go 1? 3. 1. And we can keep repeating that over and over if we wanted. And it's like the devil. Seth,
Are you sure that's right? Because you're supposed to go right 3, up 1.
yes.
But you went up 3.
No, rise over on 3. Okay. Kenny,
My mom has a book called 1,001 Uses for a Dead Cat.
I love it.
What the heck?
One time in college, my friend and I, we were spreading the truth and hating on cats, and we made an A to Z list of things that are better than cats. It was great.
You and Mr.
Zebra.
Howard like polar
The
opposites.
zebra is horrible. They smell.
Thanks.
Like you
Lots
and
of
Mr.
okay, talk
Questions on this
He
one?
loves cats.
Question on this one.
animals?
Question on this one. Okay, continuing on. We're talking about perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. Okay? Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at right angles. Lines that intersect at right angles are called perpendicular lines. And this isn't right like right or wrong. Okay, this isn't right like right or left. We're saying it's a right angle. What that means? Does anyone know what that means, a right angle? 90 degrees, okay? Like this corner is a right angle,
Like
90
this.
degrees, okay? Like this, okay? Like if you're saying, hey, take the L, okay? So it's a right angle, okay? So if they intersect at right angles, They're called perpendicular lines, yes.
What's a wrong angle?
It's a wrong, there's no such thing as a wrong angle. No, right? Okay, I know left, top, okay. So, our symbol for this is like an upside down T.
Oh, I just put a plus.
It's like an upside down T for a symbol. Okay? It's like our upside down T.
Why is it
It's Mr. Upside Down T.
Okay, because if we look at this upside down T, we can see here, is this a right angle?
Uh-huh.
And is this a right angle? So we
Yeah.
see a couple right angles formed there. So we say these are two lines that are perpendicular, they intersect at a right angle. But
What?
we don't do a plus, because what does plus mean?
Addition.
Add. So we can't use a plus sign. So we can't draw our lines like this, because it's like, well, even though that's how two lines look, you confuse us for adding all the time. This, we don't confuse. It's an upside down T, you don't use upside down T's.
A square.
I wanna write that up.
Right side up T, I just look like a T.
Square.
We use T's,
Mr. Costle stayed in the year. Just like a T.
right? Seven.
So, what would you call a right angle going to the left? A left angle.
I'd call it wrong. Okay. Christian, what was your question?
You can't make a wrong angle
How?
by putting two right angles turned to make a W.
You should have had it.
W for Wumbo.
Yeah, you should have W for Wumbo. You had it M for mini. You needed a W for Wumbo. Okay. So the slope of perpendicular lines. The slope of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals of each other. They are opposite reciprocals of each other. What that means? Opposite, as in opposite sign. Okay? This is opposite sign. So if one slope is positive, the other one is negative. Reciprocals is the flipped version of the fraction, okay? Yes. RECIP ROCA
You know what it says?
LS.
You know what it says?
RESPECT. Okay?
You
So
made my day.
good. Okay? Vertical lines and horizontal lines are perpendicular of each other. Let me show you a picture. Here's a vertical line. Here's a horizontal line. And what do we notice? These form a right angle. Four right angles. They're perpendicular of each other, okay? And here's how we mark a right angle on a picture. That little box tells us the right angle. Kelly.
I wouldn't do that those motions you're doing your arms at the same time. It might hurt a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. I'm also not coordinated enough. You see that? Okay. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure if you went to take turns at that, you would knock out some kids.
Oh, I mean, never mind. Okay. So we're gonna state the opposite reciprocal of each of these examples. Okay. We're gonna state the opposite reciprocal of each of these examples. So if we were given the slope to be 2/3, what would our perpendicular slope be?
3/2.
3/2, but what kind?
Negative.
Negative. Because not only does it have to be the reciprocal, it has to be the opposite sign. Okay, Kenny, stop. Thank you. Okay. I want you guys to do the next one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's dying again.
Mm-hmm.
Don't die, Mr. Costle.
You're the best teacher. Don't die on us yet.
I would say that, but you said he disliked cats.
Same.
Yeah, cats are my life. I've tried to tame a stray cat before.
Not only do I dislike cats, I'm also allergic.
Okay, that's understandable then.
I'm also
Dogs are
I'll
better.
bird them. They deserve it.
No, my cats are young. My cats are kittens. You cannot do that. If you do, I will destroy you
I
personally.
said I'd burn the cat magnet stuff. Calm down.
Mr. Constable.
I'm dependable on my cats.
Wrong. Okay. So, another reason why Japan's not as good as America.
If you want to get your cat, I'll gladly take it.
What would it be here? What would the perpendicular slope of -4 be?
1/-4.
1 over positive 4.
What?
Positive 1 over 4. Because -4 is really like -4/1, we make it the opposite. Negative becomes a positive. Reciprocate. 1 over 4. Set stop. Thank you. Okay. Right. Okay. So, what would our last one be? If the slope is 1, what would our opposite reciprocal or our perpendicular slope be?
1 over
Negative
negative
one.
1.
Negative 1, because negative 1 over 1 is negative 1. Okay? Once again, hey, on these, like with the first one, a negative 3 over 2, doesn't matter where our negative sign is. No, it doesn't matter where our negative sign is. Our negative can be on the bottom. Our negative can be out in front. We don't care. The entire fraction is negative. That's what we care about. Chris, no. Kenny, guys, do not have the pencils on your rulers, okay? So 4 of you individually, I'm telling the class now, don't do it.
I think for Christmas we're gonna have to get you a soundboard.
Yes.
Okay,
You
and
got cat for Christmas.
Yeah,
Like,
so you can have one in class, you can just set it up the vibe and just like hit like applause and stuff.
All be legit. Okay,
Can we please
Continuing
not?
on, just-
I don't want to be short.
okay.
Or have like the, it's Wednesday, like do it's like a sound screen.
It's windy.
And then just press the button.
Okay, 3. Let's go to number 3, guys. Let's cook through this here, okay? Graph the line through negative 6,2 that is perpendicular to the line with the equation y equals 3 halves x plus 8. Hey, this is kind of similar to what we did earlier, but with a twist. What's the twist? What's the twist? They're not parallel to each other anymore. They are perpendicular. So they're gonna cross, okay? So, what's our starting thing? What do we do first? Graph our starting point, negative 6,2. We have a starting point, we have to use it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Positive 2. 1, 2. That's our starting point. Now what do we need to make 4 points off our starting point? Slope. Okay? We either need the equation of our line or slope. We don't have the equation of our line or our slope. How could we find slope? Okay? So if we have an equation y equals mx plus 2, we can model after that. What's the slope of this line? No? Okay, but before we get to that, what's the slope of this line? 3 over 2. And what do we know about our new line? It needs to be what? Perpendicular, so it has to be the opposite reciprocal. So what's our m of our perpendicular line? The slope of our perpendicular line is? Negative 2 over 3. And once again, do we care where that negative is? No, but we just need to have it there somewhere. Okay? So once again, we say, okay, we have a starting point. We made our starting point. Now we need our slope. Okay, well, we can find the slope of this equation. And it's not the same now because it's perpendicular. We need to make it the opposite reciprocal, which we did. So now we have our starting point and we have our slope. What can we do with the slope now? What do we do now after we have our point and our slope? We graph more points. Okay, what direction do I go to? Down. It's negative 2. What direction would I go 3 then? To the right. Very good. Be careful not to make them both negative, because if you make them both negative, if you go down and left, negative down, negative left, okay, you're really going positive. Because negative divided by negative is still positive, okay? Now, if I go back to my starting point, what direction do I go to this time? Up, and what direction do I go 3? Left. And if we look at this, this is downhill, which is good. Negative should be downhill. Let's look at downhill graph. Questions on that? Yes. They are. So if we graphed our original line, we'd see the perpendicular. That's a great question, Kelly. Let's graph our original line on here. I will graph it. You guys don't have to if you don't want to. But you can if you want to, okay? So if I graph mine in orange to make this thing pop, okay? Y equals 3 halves x plus 8. What's my starting point for this graph? 8. 8's our y-intercept. Very good, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And our slope's 3 over 2. Would it help me to go 3 up, 2 right? No, I need to go to the left so we can make these intersect. So I need to go 3 down and 2 to the left. So 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2 left. I keep going. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2 left. Keep going. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2 left. And if we connect all these points, okay? If we look at how they intersect, it is a right angle. Yeah, so that's a great question, Kelly. Should they be perpendicular? They are. And we could graph them to make sure if we wanted. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to do what I did, the orange, the second graph I did. Or the positive slope. Okay? Yes, Seth?
Why does it look like a, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a raper kind of thing. It looks like a raper. It's type of sword.
Oh, okay.
A rapier.
Yes.
I thought
Yes.
it was.
Okay. I get what you're saying. It does kind of look like a sword, okay? Yes, okay. Yeah, let's be careful with the pronunciation, otherwise that sounds bad. Okay? I was gonna
Sorry.
get my video banned from YouTube.
Oh,
no. Because we're not talking about that, we're talking about a sword that we just pronounced differently. That's okay.
Oh,
We'll
you're
move on.
lying.
Okay? We'll move on. We're moving on from there. We're moving on from there. On to number 4. Okay? I want you guys to do number 4 on your own.
I wasn't here for this.
And hey guys, once you have number 4 on your own, okay? I want you guys to check it. Okay, I want you guys to get it checked by myself versus Haswell. Okay? And then you'll get the homework.
I need.
Okay? So once you have number 4 done, I want you to check it with myself versus Haswell. And once you have that right, you guys get the homework. Okay? That make sense? Okay.